Okay, today we're going to the halacha of oinoas dvorim, meaning there are things you're not allowed to fool another person, and they have a value of monetary value. You could somebody hurt you or financially or fooled you. Sometimes you go to the basin and demand for the money, but there are things that's called oinoas dvorim. You either hurting somebody's feeling or fooling him with words. It's not tangible. There's no money over there, but you're still not allowed to do it. There's a Mishnah in B'Metzia Daf Nun Ches Amud Beis. The Mishnah is like this: Kshem she'onoah b'mekach u'memkar. When you buy and sell, if you fool somebody, there is onoah. It's not over there. It could be something you could take to the Beis Din. Kach onoah b'dvorim. Onoah in the words. So meaning the onoah b'dvorim you cannot take to Beis Din, but it's also, and it's based on the posuk in Vayikra. It says over there a similar posuk twice. One, so the Chazal learning from the change of the psukim, the repetition and the change, that one talks about the onoah of money, and one talks about the onoah of words. The pasuk we're learning about words like this: "V'chesim kiru mimkar la'amisecha okonoi miyad amisecha al toinu ish es ochi." By the way, I'm sorry. This the first pasuk that's in Perek Chofei pasuk Yudalet. Again, v'chesim kiru mimkar la'amisecha okonoi miyad amisecha al toinu ish es ochi. This pasuk Chazal telling us talks about that's something tangible that you could take it to the basin if there's a problem. The second pasuk in Yud Zayin, soinu. No. I'm reading from Parshas Behor and Sefer Vayikra. It's not a Sefer Dibros. Soinu ish es amisoi v'yoresa me'elokecha ki ani Hashem elokechem. Chazal telling us soinu. The second pasuk talks about onoas dvorim, and that's why it says v'yoresa me'elokecha. Or Chaim explains the first pasuk you can take to the basin. It's tangible. Second one, when you matzayir somebody or you fool somebody with words, we're going to soon explain what the definition when it's called fooling not in money but in words, that you cannot take the basin. But Hashem says, you have to fear God now. Ki ani Hashem elokechem. Hashem says, I'll take care of it myself. So now, what's called the onoas dvorim? That's what we're going to talk about today. The Mishnah says like this: Kshem she'onoah b'mekach u'memkach, kach onoah b'dvorim. Lo yomer lo b'kama chefetz zevu ene retzel likach. You can't tell somebody how much you want to sell your house, your car, or whatever you're selling, and you really don't mean to buy it. It's a very practical halacha today. Let's say you want to buy things online. A lot of times, things online cost a lot less than you buy in a store because the online, they don't have the overhead of the store, the workers, the location. So you decide, but I don't know, let's say I want to buy a car online, but I don't want to see how it drives. So you do is you stop at the local dealership. You say, can I test your car? They say, okay. And then you say, thank you very much, goodbye, and you go buy it online. Now you know how it drives. That's exactly onoas dvorim. And by the way, over there it might be even for more than onoas dvorim, because if a person would know that's genevas das, if a person would know you're wasting his time, he would not waste time. Time is money. So probably over there it's probably more than onoas dvorim. But we're talking about let's say you start talking to somebody how much you want to sell the house, and you're getting into the details of it, and you really don't mean to buy it. You don't want to buy it, so why do you wasting his time? Don't want to buy this. It's onoas dvorim. Again, it's something you cannot take it to Beis Din. It's not tangible. You cannot say he caused me a hezek, but it's also.
Only created?
I didn't want to go into it. The pashtus, it should be shayach. I didn't want to go into it. Imoya bal tshuva. I'll tell you why I don't want to go into it also, because a lot of times we take this too far away without understanding the halacha, and people do a lot of things that are not appropriate. The pashtus, it should not be done to anybody. Imoya bal tshuva, there's another thing, is that's nothing to do with money, or that's to do with feelings. If somebody who's bal tshuva, lo yomar loy zchor maasecha rishonim. You remember how you did 20 years ago? You matzar him now, the tzar. If hu ben geirim, he yomar zchor maasecha v'yisecha. Shnema v'ger lo yisoyne v'lo sil chatzena. Then Rashi brings another thing. It's not in the Gemara. It's from other Makoris and Chazal. For this pasuk, Rashi says also. He says like this. Sometimes you could give advice to somebody, but you're giving him advice which is not appropriate advice. You're giving him advice that's good for you, not for him. For example, you tell a guy, you know what, it's a good idea, sell your house, or you're telling him the price is so much. Meanwhile, you're sending a friend of you to buy the house for you or for him, and you did the whole thing. You convinced him to sell the house or at a certain price, and it was more for you than for him. That's also part of Enos Dvorim. You can't take this as a Beis Din, but it's Enos Dvorim. You're giving advice, even though let's say you have zero monetary gain from this, but you're giving him a bad advice. You know it's bad, and he could say, "Who knows it?" Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so this is the halachas of Anas Dvorim, and it's brought la halacha Shulchan Aruch kimat straightforward, kimat a very little machloikas in it. And Choshen Mishpat Siman Reish Chof Ches, that a lot of Dvorim has to do either again Anas Dvorim. It's either you do with the words to matzair somebody or to fool him. All of them are osur. Also it says over here, tzorich lizor bo'enos ishtoi leveshidim osam mitzuya. Again, something that's very, very common could be, people live together. They could sometimes could argue and sometimes could say words that could be hurting. So it says a person has to be more careful that the husband, what we're saying to his wife, if she gets a tsar, that refers to tsar, because the mosa mitzuya, she is easier to cry. Memele and Shared the most one in Olu over there, the punishment even could come quicker. One more halacha lagabe this brought in Reish Chof Ches halacha Vov. Also l'ramos b'nei adam b'mekach u'memker. That's again that part. It's monetary. You're fooling them. Oy lignav is daitom kagoin im yesh loy mum b'mikcha. You have some blemish and your merchandise. Tzorich lo ideal alakeach. Avim ugoy. That answers partially your questions. Partially, I'm dying to say. Even as a goy lo yimkel lo bosar nevela b'cheskas shchuta. Over here you see why this is enas dvorim, not money. Because when you sell to a goy, bosar, you're telling him it's kosher, and it's happened to be nevela. The goy doesn't care. He's not mitzuva to eat kosher, but it's still gnevas das. It still might be some going would maybe pay extra, but even he wouldn't pay extra for it. Even that you're not allowed to do. So union of Noah's Dvorim, like I said, it could be either tsar, not to matzair somebody, or fool him, even though something is not tangible. It's osur midaraisa. The only reason, even though lav midaraisa, there's no malchus, it's lav shen b'maisa, and that's why Hashem says, "I'll take care of it." But mitzad the isur is like any other isur the raisa.